What is up YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. Today we're going to be using the Mega Alakazam Team once again with Mega Alakazam, Tapu Lele, Braviary, Blacephalon, Ferrothorn, and Landis. We are getting started because actually global link maintenance is actually supposed to be happening in like 20 minutes. So I kind of lost track of time. So let's get started hopefully. As we're gonna face, okay. So I know this team because I have used it before. It was actually the team that I used to win Toronto. Tapu Bulu, Clefairy, Como, Gengar, and Incineroar. Azumarill has been a pretty standard Como team, and I really do enjoy the archetype. So let's see here, because I really like my matchup against this team. I really like it a lot. I really do like it. Let's see, Blacephalon, Alakazam, Braviary, Tapu Lele seems pretty good. How do I want to order it? I think I want to go Braviary Lele here. Braviary Lele seems fine. Blacephalon I think is good in the back. I think Alakazam is good for the last Pokemon. Let's see how this is going to go. So this is definitely going to be an interesting one for sure. I'm not sure if you're going to bring the Como mode. I don't think you would. I think, if anything, you're either not going to choose to bring Como. I think maybe the Azumarill mode is probably the best option for my team, but it's still really difficult to pilot the Azumarill mode against my team, I feel like. So Lele plus Braviary against Gengar Bulu. Not what I expected at all. So I do reveal that I'm Choice Scarf Lele. My opponent should fear me going for a Psychic into Gengar turn 1 and probably goes for like a Wood Hammer. So I think the best play is just to Tailwind and go into Blacephalon. Because I don't think you would want to give me your Gengar turn 1. I just don't think that's a thing. Maybe my opponent thinks, oh, there's no way he gives me Lele because Lele is really good against my team. So there are a few mind games here. You could double up the Braviary slot, I guess. I'm not sure what that really accomplishes. I could probably just get Lele in the following turn, and Lele would still have a really good matchup regardless. So, not really too worried here. Like, my position here is really good. It's an interesting lead to see Tapu Bulu and Gengar lead here. But yeah, this should work. Braviary punishes any Incineroar switch in, which I think my opponent has in the back. The question is who that last Pokemon is. It might be Como here, because I'm not sure how well Azumarill would be. But I could see Clefairy as well, because of the fact redirection could help you for a turn. So, Blacephalon coming out here. Gengar gonna Mega Evolve to get the trap set up. And let's see, could be a taunt here, but I'm not sure if he would taunt turn 1. There's a lot of options here. Let's see what my opponent goes for. Gengar is going to protect here, as I thought. As I said before, I don't think you risk that here. And we're going to see the Rock Slide come out. So, oh, if this flinches, this could be a bit bad. Nice, but we don't. Alright, so we do get the Tailwind up, which is fantastic. We did take a lot of damage, but now we're threatening so much offensive pressure. The Z move is going to knock out anything on the top of Bulu's side of the field. And I can just go for a Shadow Ball into Gengar, as that will be able to pick up a knockout. I could go for a Supersonic Sky Strike into Gengar and a Heat Wave here, but I don't want to risk the Heat Wave when I really don't need to immediately. So I'll go for the Shadow Ball here. I think Incineroar could come in, which is definitely a fair play, but even if Incineroar comes in, I think that's a okay position for me still. Because I would get the boost with Braviary, I get a bit of chip onto the Incineroar. Like, no matter what, my opponent's not in a good position. As Gengar is forced to retreat here, comes out to Como, which is an interesting play. And let's see what my opponent decides to do. Shadow Ball is going to come out into the Como. Should do about 40. Oh, it does about 50. And I get a special defense drop, which is actually pretty huge. Getting that special defense drop is pretty huge in this game, as we will get the Z move off with our Braviary, and it will be turning down that Tapu Bulu. So, gonna be able to knock out that Tapu Bulu. And let's see. I do like my position a lot here, because I get rid of Tapu Bulu, which means I have won the Terrain War. My Terrain War has been sealed up. And even if Como sets up, I have my Scarf Lele in the back that can revenge KO Como. So I'm really not worried about my position at all. What's coming in? I have no idea. Gengar might... I think it's Incineroar in the back. I just don't see you not bringing Incineroar. Yeah, it's Incineroar. I'm wondering if I should play this out like if because I know what my game plan would have been regardless if you didn't. Yeah, you know what? It doesn't really matter if because I don't think the special defense drop matters. Yes, you would have got Como set up, but I could just protect Braviary and like either just Shadow Ball to Como again, or I could just switch into Lele. And next turn, I still threatened in the Superpower and Incineroar, and I threatened the Psychic into Como. I felt like I was still in a good position regardless. So this way I get to knock out the Como guaranteed with Shadow Ball, even if you fake out Braviary. Shadow Ball is going to knock out the Como. I don't feel like my opponent really had an out here at this point. Even without the special defense drop, I feel like I could have won pretty easily. So Como goes down, but that probably just gave away like so much. Well, it probably gave out my opponent's only way of coming out for a victory here. As Tailwind is still up for one turn, Incineroars don't really carry Protect. I could probably just fire off a Superpower. Yeah, I could just fire off a Superpower into the Incineroar, which should be able to pick up the knockout, and Shadow Ball will fire off into Gengar. I still have Scarf Lele in the back that can beat down the Alakazam. The Scarf Gengar. I still have a Mega Alakazam that outspeeds Gengar. So yeah, I don't think there's many ways I don't think my opponent could have won regardless, even without the special defense drop. It was lucky, but I don't think it was necessary in the late part of my game plan. Regardless, all I had to do was keep Braviary alive. I could just protect on the Z move, get Lele a free switch in, and yeah, my opponent wouldn't have had much of a chance either way. So Gengar is going to protect to stall out the last turn of Tailwind, but oh wait, Incineroar carries protect. Okay, that makes this a little bit interesting then. I guess this makes it a little bit interesting then. And not really. Actually, now that I don't think about it, surprised to see Protect. You usually don't see Protect on Incineroar with this team. I wonder if that means the Gengar is potentially a Perish Song mode. I will just Protect Braviary here and just go for a Shadow Ball into Gengar, because even if Blacephalon gets knocked out, I get a free switch into Scarf Lele, and I can just click Psychic and Superpower afterward. And then my opponent has 0 chances of winning this game, unless Incineroar is able to live a +1 Superpower, which I highly, highly doubt it can. But then again, I have already messed up my calcs, but I have done more Braviary calcs than Blacephalon or Mega Alakazam. So we'll protect Braviary here as Shadow Ball is going to come out, finish off my Blacephalon. And what's the Incineroar going for? Probably just a Flare Blitz or a knockoff. Flare Blitz. And now, bring out the moment of truth, Scarf Lele, or do I want to bring out Mega Alakazam? You know what? I'm bringing out my Mega Alakazam. You know why? One, I can trace Intimidate for the Incineroar so I could get an extra boost to my Braviary, which would be pretty nice. Like, that would be pretty nice. So, let's go for the Superpower into Incineroar, and let's Mega Evolve, get a Psyshock, and finish off this Gengar. So, Mega Alakazam should be able to pick up a knockout on Gengar, and I should be able to pick up a knockout onto Incineroar with the Superpower. If we trace the Intimidate to get the Defiant Boost, that would actually be pretty sick. Let's see here. But I'm pretty sure we would have knocked out regardless. We trace Shadow Tag, unfortunate. A Psyshock will come out into the Gengar. Finish off the Gengar, nice. And then Incineroar will go down to the Superpower. That is going to be a good game. Yep, it just went down to the +1 Superpower. So, gonna be a good game. I feel like Como, like, it doesn't have a good matchup against this team. Scarf Lele kind of gives it a bit of problems already, but when you add Braviary, which means Incineroar is, like, hard to lead. When you have my Mega Alakazam, which outspeeds Gengar, you have Scarf Tapu Lele, which outspeeds Gengar, and Precious Como, even if it's able to set up the boost in the late game, it's just so difficult, I think. Which is why I kind of use this team right now, because I think it's decent against Como. Like, I think Mega Alakazam, if anything, it can do decent now, I guess, because of the fact there's a lot of Mega Gengar teams out there right now and a lot of Como teams out there right now. So, yeah, I think just having Alakazam, for that reason, could be a fun factor. I could have ran Timid, of course, in order to outspeed Como after the boost, so Psychic Terrain Psyshock will knock out Como, but I felt Modest was probably better just for the extra damage, and I really do need Psychic on this Alakazam. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think I will be changing Alakazam to Psychic. I don't know if I'm going to replace Shadow Ball or Psychic, Psyshock to Psychic. I might choose to run both Psychic and Side Shot because I'm not sure how useful Shadow Ball is going to be. Because we got a Perish Trap team. Huh. Or some kind of weird team composition, which I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure this out. Gothorita, Gengar, Persian, Snorlax, Mimikyu, and Gyarados. What an interesting team archetype. I want Ferrothorn, but I'm not gonna let my opponent. Can I stop my opponent from getting tricked? Yes, I can. Alakazam plus I don't know. Do I want to go Alakazam Lele? Or do I want to go like Lele Blacephalon? I think Lele Blacephalon carries more weight. Because my opponent doesn't have... you know what? I'm going to go... You know what? I'm going to go Lele Blacephalon with Braviary and Alakazam in the back. This is going to be a weird one. Because if it's the Perish Song mode, I'm pretty comfortable against it. If it's like... Mimilax with it. I don't know. This team is just kind of strange with how it's composed. Like, its composition is strange. So, let's go Lele plus Blacephalon here. Against Gothorita Gengar. I don't know what to expect from this team, but, unless it's like an ally switch. Well, even ally switch wouldn't save my opponent. I'm just going to Shadow Ball to Gothorita and go for a Psychic into Gengar. Because I don't think there's a move that can really stop you. Yes, worst case scenario, I do lose my Lele here to like an ally switch Sludge Bomb. Even if you get Trick Room of it, I don't think it's a big deal. I get a decent amount onto the Snorlax slot if you switch out Gengar into the Snorlax. Although the Gothorita could carry Heal Pulse, so maybe Psychic in the Shadow Ball would be better in the Gothorita, but I don't think that KOs. Gothorita is a bulky Pokemon. We're going to see the Gengar Mega Evolve. I wonder if you protect or not, because if you don't protect, that's a huge mistake. Unless you want to sack Gengar in order to get a free switch into something such as your... Oh, it is ally switch. Okay. That's fine. Who are you targeting, though? That's my question. Or are you just going for, like, an Icy Wind? Psychic going to come out into the Gothorita. Again, I don't really mind ally switch. Actually, I think Shadow Ball would have knocked it out. Oh, it's a crit. That's why. Shadow Ball going to come out. Targets Blacephalon, so... You know what? I'll take it. Definitely take it, as I will be able to get a Shadow Ball off. I will be able to get a Beast Boost and knock out the Gengar. So, Gengar goes down, which is nice. However, I am locked in with my Lele, which makes this game a little bit interesting. Being stuck in with Lele is actually not that great. Mimikyu gonna come out. It's total Mimikyu, so it can't have Z Destiny Bond. This is an interesting one. I feel like I have to double somewhere. I don't think I can afford to do anything else. Who is the bigger threat to me? I think getting rid of Mimikyu is better. I'm not sure if you have Protect on Mimikyu. Do I predict another ally switch is the question, which could be a factor here. I could go for Heat Wave, but I don't really want to in this position. You know what? I'll just go for Psychic Shadow Ball into the Mimikyu slot. As Gothorita is going to protect. Oh, that's so good for me, unless this Mimikyu is a Focus Sash variant. So Psychic going to come out into the Mimikyu. I just decided to target on the Mimikyu slot since Mimikyus don't usually carry Protect. So switch Protect would most likely not be the play of choice for my opponent here. So this works out, especially if we can knock out Mimikyu here. Because if we knock out Mimikyu, we're in such a good position here. It is going to be that Focus Sash variant, however. So a little bit unfortunate right there. I get a special defense shot, which really doesn't matter, and Trick Room does go up. So, a little bit unfortunate. I could just switch out my Blacephalon if I want to keep it around for the Gothorita, which might not be the worst play. Kind of want to just scout what my opponent's going to do, and I think I'm just going to fire for Psychic into the Gothorita slot. Just get a bit of chip. Mimikyu's really not threatening me at this point right now of time. But stalling out this Trick Room turns is going to be hard. That is going to be hard. This game is not over by a long shot, but it's not exactly the easiest thing right here. I wonder if the Gothorita has an attacking move. It has Trick Room. No. We saw Protect Ally Switch. I want to say Trick Room. Helping Hand. Okay. Is this going out in a Lele? Or are you just going for Helping Hand because it's a move you can go for? Probably going to go in a Lele. Play rough in a Lele. That shouldn't knock out. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, that should confirm. Okay, Mimikyu doesn't have the Z move, I think. I think that confirms that. Huh. I really don't want Braviary to take a Z move. I guess I'll just go for the Psychic and the Mimikyu here. I'll go for the Psychic and the Mimikyu and just Heat Wave here. Because at this point, we're stalling out Trick Room turns. There's, after this, 2 more left. Heal Pulse. Ooh. Okay. So that means you're targeting something down. If you target Lele, I get a Psychic and knock out the Mimikyu. Shadow Claw gonna come out. Why did you go for Helping Hand play then into Lele? Did you just want Lele to survive on the field and expected the Blisshelm to protect? Because that was a good play. But right here, I'm just gonna be able to get a Psychic off and knock out the Mimikyu. So Mimikyu goes down. Great. So Heal Pulse, Ally Switch, Protect, Helping Hand. Okay, it did not trick him at all. Go Braviary. Snorlax is going to come out. I'll just go for Z-move Psychic. I don't see a reason not to. Yeah. Z-move Psychic does sound like a good play. The reason I say that is because if you go for Belly Drum, you will be knocked out by the combination of Psychic plus Z-move. If you decide to go for the knockout into like Lele or something, that's completely fine too. I guess the question is, we haven't seen a Z move yet from my opponent. Mimikyu didn't have the Z move. Snorlax having a Z move does concern me a bit. How much does it concern me? You know, it's funny because if the Snorlax does have Z move, I could be in trouble. Ally Switch is a fine move. That's alright for me. What does the Snorlax do? Just a Belly Drum, okay. But that probably loses you the game, I think. The reason I think that loses you the Z move, your Gothorita is going to go down. Snorlax has to face 3 Pokemon at once. What says Rock Slide? Go for the Z move. Knock out the Gothorita. Comes down to the last member. I mean the moves on the Snorlax. So we will be able to knock out Gothorita here. I want to say there's one more turn of Trick Room left. This is the last turn of Terrain. I know that for a fact. So get rid of the Gothorita. Psychic will come out in the Snorlax. How much will this do? Solid amount. Terrain disappears, which means the next turn should be the last turn of Trick Room. And no, I'm fine actually. The reason why I think I'm fine is, one, I think the Snorlax is in range of Superpower anyway. Because even if he was Psycho, Superpower would still knock you out regardless. So I think I'm completely fine in my position. I'll just go Alakazam here and reset the Terrain. Because I think it could be useful. I think you might have I don't know who you target. You might have Rock Slide, but you know, I don't care if Alakazam is down. Just going to be Recycle, which is fine here. The reason I think that's fine is because, one, I just go for Superpower and substitute up with my Alakazam. Yeah, I just go for Superpower and sub. I'm not even going to Mega Evolve. I'm just going to sub up. Even if Superpower doesn't KO, you have to attack something at this point. And if you Recycle, I guess that's fine. I can still W up the following turns. And, ooh, you do actually survive. Huh. Okay. Are you just going to keep going for Recycle? That makes things a little bit interesting, I guess. Return going to come out, target down the Braviary. Okay, that 100% slows you the game then. If you target Alakazam, I think I just go, I switch out Braviary into Lele and just click Psyshock. And if Psyshock doesn't pick up the knockout in Terrain, Like, no matter what, you're still taking probably around the 50% anyway, so you want to be healing regardless. And then I reset Braviary's attack stat for later. And if you don't attack at that point, I just get to knock out into Snorlax with double up the following turn. So either way, my opponent really didn't have outs at that point. So we'll go for the just regular Psychic and Psyshock because I'm not going to waste time Mega Evolving. Maybe I can get one more game in. It's like a few minutes towards the end here. So let's see, Psyshock will come out from regular Alakazam, target down the Snorlax, and that is going to be good game. So knock out the Snorlax here as we do defeat Marcus. So really interesting team build. I wonder where the Z move was the entire time. Maybe it was on the Persian. Maybe it's like a Darkium ZZ parting shot so you can heal your HP for like a Parasong mode. Or maybe it's like a Z move Gyarados, which I'm still wondering what the Gyarados did. But let's see if we can find one more game. If we can find one more game, that would be really nice here. And I hope Battle Spot doesn't kick you off immediately, but we'll see. So I will try to find one more game. We have like 2 minutes to find the game. Can we get that game though is the question. I would really love to. Or it's going to be a shorter episode as we find someone from Italy. Pecco. 1550 from Italy. I probably should record this earlier. I just didn't have time. Well, I was playing like a few games before, but I was just like, I didn't realize the time, and I forgot today was a Monday. I was going to record this later, but then you realize it's a Monday, maintenance is going on. So, cool team. Cool team. Raichu, Tapu Bulu, Incineroar, Braviary, Gyarados, and Clefairy. I dig it. I absolutely dig it. I like this team. I like this team my opponent has. I think Braviary is pretty good with Alakazam, I think. Do I need Psychic Terrain? I really don't. Let me think about this, because my Gyarados matchup is not that pretty. It's really not that pretty. I don't even want to lead Alakazam, actually. I want to go Braviary Lele, I think. I think Braviary Lele has a better chance. Do I like my Blacephalon? Not really. It's decent for outspeeding stuff. I think Landers might be better. I think Landers is better, actually. It's smarter. And Alakazam in the back, because I think Alakazam can help against like the Braviary. This is going to be interesting. I was thinking about Ferrothorn. I think Ferrothorn could have been decent here, but I'm going to need Braviary to handle 2 Pokemon for me. Or at least the Gyarados. I need Braviary to handle the Gyarados, but it's going to be hard because this team looks like Protect the Gyarados or something similar because you got Redirection, you got Fake Out. So this is going to be a tough one for sure, but I think we can pull through. Let's see. Lele plus Braviary will lead against Clefairy Tapu Bulu. Not the lead I was anticipating. Definitely not the lead I was anticipating. So I do want to keep Lele around. I think Lele is pretty useful. Where are my back Pokemon? I did have a Landorus, so I could switch into Landorus, I guess. Want to just Z-move right away? I'm not exactly too sure if I want to Z-move. You know what? I'll go for Z-move. Into Bulu. Going to Landorus. Because Landorus should live the, I think Landorus should live the Woodhammer from the Bulu, unless it's Bloom Doom. Provides Intimidate, which helps against the Bulu, which is nice. I get to switch in Landorus before Braviary could potentially come in if it's in the back for my opponent. I know Clefairy protects here, expecting maybe the Z-move or double up into that Clefairy slot. But right here, I'll just go into Landorus. I think it's a safe play. Get Intimidate off. And I think I should be able to live the Woodhammer from this Tapu Bulu. Follow Me going to come out, which is alright here. Because I have multiple options the following turn. We're going to see the Rock Slide, and I can't tell if that's Scarf or not, actually. Oh, we flinch, which is not great. What's my Braviary speed stat? I don't remember if I made it to outspeed Bulu. I think I made it 1 point under Bulu. Why did I do that again? I think I meant to outspeed like Como and stuff. I think Protect and just going for a U-turn is fine here, though. Yeah, I'm going to confirm if it's Scarf. I'd rather find out if it's Scarf. Helping Hand going to come out, so it's probably just a Rock Slide. So I just want to confirm if it's like Scarf Bulu or something. Yeah, it's Scarf Bulu. Okay, I wasn't crazy. So, gonna do a good amount to my Landers, I guess, but please get to use U-turn off. Nice. Chip away a little bit at the Bulu. Take some Life Orb Recall, which isn't that great, but you know what? We'll take it. I'll go my Lele here. And I'm wondering if I should just go hard into my Landers. Yeah, I think I'll just go hard Landers again. And fire off Psychic into the Bulu slot. Or Moonblast. Maybe Moonblast is better. No, Psychic is fine. Because I don't think you're gonna switch in Incineroar here. Like, switching Incineroar in is just so risky right here, I feel like. If you're my opponent. You're gonna see the switch out into Gyarados. Oh man, that would have been amazing for me. That would have actually been amazing for me. Imagine me being able to just go for the Z move right there. I could have also switched out Lele into my Landers, but I didn't want to risk flinching. So we'll go into Landers right here. Which isn't bad. We get the Intimidate off into the Gyarados slot, which is never terrible. Getting Intimidate off into the Mon is pretty big here, and we're just going to see Clefairy Protect. So that's pretty optimal. I would have loved to just go for the Z move into the Bulu slot, but a Psychic is still going to hurt the Gyarados, even with Friend Guard and high base special defense. 50%? Yeah, it still does a good amount of damage. And I think... what do you do? I think you Mega Evolve here. I think you're forced to Mega Evolve. I think U-turn into the Clefairy is safe. Let's get out my Alakazam. I think Alakazam could get a substitute up, which is why I feel like going Alakazam is fine. I'm not sure if Lele would be targeted here. I'm definitely not sure. As we're actually going to see Gyarados Protect, which is fine too. Okay, sweet. So I get U-turn off. Wonder what the Clefairy is going for then. Maybe it's an Icy Wind potentially? I am not sure what it's going for. We saw Helping Hand. We saw Follow Me. I don't know what's going for. I'm going to go out into my... I think Lele is smart call always. Always go Lele here on... there it is, an Icy Wind. Okay. Interesting position I'm put in, but I think I can go for a Gleam here, and I think I could Mega Evolve and sub up. Gleam will two-shot the Gyarados, and Gleam is gonna KO with the Mega Evolution. I'm surprised my opponent went for the Mega Evolution. Maybe doesn't expect Gleam, which I guess could be fair. I mean, I think I revealed I was Scarflette, and I don't think I have a reason not to click Gleam here. So if I can get the KO, that'd be pretty big here. The reason I want to go for the Mega Evolution with my Alakazam here, as we see actually that the Gyarados is faster here, which is interesting. So I do want to get the Gleam off here. And I want to get a sub up because it punishes like Gyarados switching out, for instance. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. I could have also got Friend Guard, which I think we got Mold Breaker instead. As we see Follow Me here, and I will go for the Gleam here. And Gleam, I think, should knock out the Gyarados, even with Friend Guard and his high special defense. Yeah, nice. So we get rid of the Gyarados right there. Really interesting to see the Mega Evolution there. I wonder my opponent was trying to just avoid... I don't know what you're trying to avoid. Follow Me covered the Psychic plays. As we get sub up, and let's see what my opponent decides to go for after. Probably Bulu coming back in. I am still worried about Incineroar endgame, but at this point I feel like I'm still good against it, as we see Bulu come back in. And at this point I could probably just go for... I want to go for Landorus again, I think, and just Psyshock. Yeah, I'll go for Psyshock and Landorus. Even though Landorus is probably good against the Incineroar in the back, I don't think it's necessary, like absolutely necessary to win this game. So I'll just go for the Psyshock here. and switch into Landers because it buys me a turn, gets to scout what my opponent's going to go for. I feel like you have to lock yourself in a Woodhammer here at this point, but who knows. And if you go for like anything else, like if you KO my Landers with like a Woodhammer, I get a free switch into my Braviary, and my Braviary basically is just in such a good position afterward. So sack Lele here, go on to Landers. I mean, keep Lele around, go on the Landers, get this Intimidate off. Helping on Rock Slide won't be able to knock out the Landers either, which is nice, and it definitely won't be able to knock out Alakazam. So we're going to see Helping Hand. I'm guessing this is Rock Slide. I don't think it would be any other move. Maybe trying to catch the Braviary Hard Switch. Zen Headbutt. One that didn't even KO. Two, that was pathetic. Psyshock almost knocks out the Bulu. I actually like Bulu keeping around here. Being kept around. And I might as well just go back into Lele. What's with the Zen Headbutt? Zen Headbutt did absolutely nothing. Did you try to catch Braviary in? I don't know. I don't get that play. I'm just going to Psyshock the Clefairy and get in my Lele. Because Incineroar should be coming out here. Incineroar comes out. And I'll save my Landers just for an Intimidate off into the Bulu and Incineroar if it comes down to that end game. So that means Clefairy should be protecting, but Shadow Ball damage really wouldn't have mattered too much on this Incineroar anyway. So I'll just get Lele in. Psychic Surge. And protect from. Great. We have the terrain up. I can go for Psyshock into the Clefairy, and I think I can go back in the Landers actually, because I think Psyshock should be enough to finish Clefairy, unless it's like super physically defensive, which I don't think you should run. I'll go for Psyshock because it knocks out the Bulu if it switches in, or if Clefairy gets a double protect, I guess. I mean, it's still fine. I think I get my Braviary in, and I can go for Psyshock and the Clefairy. Protect Braviary, I could go for Z-move. My opponent's not in a great position at all at this point of the game. So I'll keep Lele around. Go Landers. Intimidate. I could have got like a really strong Rock Slide off in Incineroar, but of course that relies on hitting, and not sure if I really want to rely on Protect Earthquake. I could, but not exactly sure if I want to. Psyshock will come out into the Clefairy. That should be able to pick up the knockout, I would imagine. Yeah, because that's really strong there. Get rid of the Clefairy there. As U-turn's actually going to come out. Ooh. But Tarzan the Lander slot, actually. I mean, the Alakazam slot. So, U-turn probably confirms it's AV. Bulu should be coming in. The Bulu. If you go for Woodhammer, you get knocked out. We saw Zen Headbutt Rock Slide. Woodhammer Superpower, I would imagine. I think I could risk my Lele here. I feel like there are a few ways I can win this game. I'm not sure which one is the best way of approaching a guaranteed win. But I think I'm going to switch out my Landers, go into Lele here, get rid of terrain, and go for a Psyshock into the Bulu slot and try to knock it out. I think Fake Out into Landers and an attack in Alakazam is very likely here. That's the reason why, because if you do go for that play, I'm going to be able to get a Gleam the following turn, and then I should just be able to win with Braviary plus Landers, if that is the case, because I just go for Gleam afterward. It's Scarf Bulu, so we'd be able to pick up the knockout. And yeah, I guess worst case is like if you go for like a knockoff with Incineroar into the Lele, or you go for the Woodhammer into the Lander slot. Which, I mean, if you go for the Woodhammer into the Lander slot, I get the knockout onto your Bulu unless you decide to go for Fake Out. But you can't even Fake Out my Alakazam at this point because of terrain. So that covers that play as well, which I like. So we're going to see the Zen Headbutt again into the Lele, which actually does a good amount. It's a crit. Okay, that's why. Psyshock will come out, knock out the Bulu. So Bulu goes down. And let's see what this Incineroar goes for. It's just going to be a U-turn, and it will target down my Alakazam. So Alakazam is going to go down, which is fine because I do get my free switch in here. And I might as well just go Braviary here, because the last hit from Landers just secures the game. So I don't want to Earthquake my own Lele here. I mean, I guess I could have Earthquake switched into my own Landers, but then like if you live it, you go for Flare Blitz, knock out my Braviary, I could potentially lose, I guess. Actually, no, it wouldn't happen because you would have to be Barry and then the Moonblast would do enough damage. So, no matter what, I don't think my opponent had it out here. As Moonblast and just Z-Move. I think Z-Move does more than Superpower. I might be wrong. No, I think Z-Move does. So, Moonblast's going to come out because it's like, what, base 185 power, I think, with Z Brave Bird. I think that's Assault Vest. I'm not completely sure, but we are going to go for the Supersonic Sky Shark with our Braviary. Target down this Incineroar, and should be able to pick up the knockout, I would imagine. If it doesn't, I still win the game because one, I have one of these Pokemon alive. Incineroar can't target both of them, and I also have my Landis variant in the back. So, Supersonic Sky Shark going to come out. Target down the Incineroar. Does it pick up the knockout? It does, and that's going to be good game. So really interesting lead with the Bulu plus the Clefairy. That's not something I was expecting at all, but maybe my opponent was trying to catch Lele plus the Alakazam lead, try to catch me off guard with maybe a Scarf Wood Hammer and just redirect the Psychic attacks, since Clefairy would have probably lived a Psychic in Psychic terrain if I did have Psychic. And maybe you trade like but then again, you would trade. Okay, you would probably trade Clefairy for one of my offensive mons, which I think would be a good choice. Maybe you trade it for the Lele so your Gyarados can set up. I guess, yeah, that could have been something my opponent was going for. But I hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below. Show some support. I think we're 6-0 with this team on camera. I know I played like 2 games in between. But yeah, I think we're 6-0 on camera. Did we lose one in this episode? I don't think we did. But hope that everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below, show some support, as well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the side series on my channel. All that will be linked down below, as well as follow me on my Twitch channel. Feel free to leave a comment down below, as I do read them. I might not reply to them all the time, but I do read them. Otherwise, have a great day, people. And until we battle again, I'll catch you around in another video.